Hello and welcome back to the garage. Today we're going to service this Ford 960. We're also going to talk about a couple things that may or may not happen in the future. More depends what everyone thinks. So let's get to changing the oil. All right, so here's where the tractor is. Here's the belly of it. There's your plug. It's square, so that's why I'm using a crescent wrench. Shouldn't fight too bad. Breaker loose. Oil's gonna be a little hot because I know I just ran it to make sure everything was warm, but let's go ahead and get this off of there. Well, it's probably gonna be dark. It's been needing an oil change towards the end of the last year, and I just kind of kept going because I needed to get stuff done. Yeah, let's hope this all fits in there. I'm gonna find a bucket in case it doesn't. Actually, no, I guess we're good. But yeah, as you can tell, it's black, it's kind of thin. It's been needing this. So while that drains, I kind of wanted to get into one or two little things. I can tell there's a bunch of wood behind me. I'm going to be expanding our chicken coop. This is kind of where the topics of other things kind of comes into play. My wife, for some reason, thinks that people would enjoy seeing all the junk that I build and the farming side of kind of what I do. Like this tractor, I use it to make hay. I know I did make a video, I think, when I brought the 530 baler home and when I got the sickle mower going, which later on shucked a gearbox. That was fun. And then I got another sickle mower, that John Deere 350, that has never been on here because it's worked. I haven't had to mess with it. But yeah, if anybody would like to see those things, let me know. Like, I'm going to build that regardless of whether or not anybody watches, just like I'm going to I'm gonna cut, rake, and bale hay regardless of if I make a video or not. But kind of putting that into everybody else's hands. Let me know what you want to see. Last year was my first year, not really my first year, but my first real year doing hay. I actually think tomorrow I'll be almost selling the last of my good bales, and I've been taking them to auction lately too. I can even run through the whole auction experience if somebody really wants to see that stuff. So let me know. Ball's kind of in your guys' court there. But looks like the well's about done draining. So I'm going to go ahead and get the filter off, and we can keep moving on this. On these tractors, there's two different types of filters. The one that you saw in the screen you saw on the bottom of the plug, I wouldn't call a filter. It's more just a screen to catch all the big junk. But this one you can tell is a screw-on filter. Apparently these things also came with, what are they called? Cartridge filters. I have no experience with those. My tractor might have had one once, but never since I've touched it. And also, we're about to put a myth to the test here. Everybody online, because I can't, obviously that filter looked god-awful. I can't read the filter number on it. So I asked online, everybody said it's the same filter that Ford used on basically all their engines. So what I have is a legitimate Motorcraft FL-1A, which is what everybody said should work. I've actually been meaning to check and see if that's even the same filter that's on the 84 F250, because if it is, that'd be cool. I could just keep a couple around and have them. But let's get that out of the box and let's see. So, there you see it, FL-1A. Don't ever forget to put a little bit on your O-ring. I know, people are going to say, you should fill your filter, you shouldn't fill your filter. That is an argument as old as time. And when they're sideways like this, kind of hard to fill it. So I did not pre-fill mine. And for everybody out there who likes to just, really put the wrench on these and turn them, you don't have to. Right now it's snug. One hand. Okay. Or snug. Take two hands. A little more. It's fine. Okay, I accidentally hit a button there. But that's all you need to do. I put my two hands, and I take my two hands, and I just go a little more. It's good. That's all you need to do. There's no reason to go hulking that thing on there. It'll be just fine. Also, if my oil looks weird, it's because I cleaned off the screen over here with some spray. Let's go ahead and let's look at the screen. I'll give you some tips there. So when you have your plug in your screen, you can tell there's some form of a gasket here. My best recommendation is replace that. I didn't know it was there. I'm not replacing it. It did drip a little. That's probably why. Another thing to look at is down in there. There's still a little bit of junk I got to clean out. But apparently that's where all your junk sits. I pulled a lot out, a lot more than I'd really like to see. So there's a lot of factors to seeing this, to whether or not you're going to say that, you know, your engine's junk, something else needs done, yada, yada, yada. People could see how much sludge and crap I just pulled out and be like, ah, your engine's junk. Well, there's a lot of factors at play with this tractor. For one, obviously it's like 70 years old. It's 1956. That maths, that doesn't sound right. But anyways, not to also mention, did this thing have a hard life? Look at it. Yes, it was a loader tractor. It did not have an easy life. And for 20 years it sat. When I was a kid, I never knew this tractor to run, to move, anything like that. Till one day, I think when I was in my 20s, early mid-20s, pulled it out and got it running. Carbs finally starting to act a little iffy, but I never touched the carburetor. It sat for 20 years. I never touched it. So I'm going to try running some stuff through the fuel and see what happens. But regardless, there are other factors you need to put into that other than just seeing, oh, that looks really bad. Maybe I should worry more about it deeper. Look at the life the tractor's had and the age it's had with it. Not saying that the engine probably isn't getting a little tired, but I don't think it's producing metal. Another thing to always look at too is this thing always has great oil pressure. I always watch that needle because I'm waiting for it to not. But regardless, those are all just factors to look into. Regardless, let's go ahead and let's get this back in and let's get this thing back to fill it full of oil, I guess. Then we'll move on to plugs. So I will show this, even though I'm not going to show you guys with me filling the oil because you're not going to be able to see it. But right here, this is your breather. Pull that off. That's where I fill it with oil. There is an element in here which I thought I got a new one of, but I don't know where it's at, so I must not have. Those are replaceable. This is where your dipstick is next to your coil. If you have a diesel, I'm no help. But I'm going to go ahead and get this thing filled up, and we'll get to the spark plugs. One point that I did forget to bring up was what kind of oil. Listen, that's a whole argument and debate between a whole bunch of people. Me, Rotella T4. I know people are thinking, oh, you're running that because you think it has zinc in it. Well, that has the wrong zinc in it. Don't worry, I'm also running ZDDP zinc additive. That's another area people are going to say, oh, yeah, you need to run it. Or no, you don't need to run it because of X, Y, and Z. That's why I say run whatever you want. The wrong oil is always better than no oil. You can always change it later. It also kind of depends on your conditions. You know, if I'm going to be running this thing in the winter and the cold, I probably want a lighter oil. If I'm going to be running it only in the hot summer times, I might want a thicker oil. So it all depends on your usage and what you're going to do with it, and also not to mention the shape of your engine and tractor. If the internals are a little looser, you probably want a little thicker oil just so you can keep a little bit more oil pressure and keep it going for the time being. But that's all my own preference. Just like the 84 F250. It's in that age where I probably don't have to run any zinc additive, but I do. I've never heard of an engine failure from having too much ZZDP in it. I'm also not a scientist, so I can't give you the best recommendation. You can ask online and you're going to get a bunch of different opinions. Like this Rotella T4, it is up for debate in a large amount of things. But it's neither here nor there. Figured I'd put my little tidbit of information in there. If it helps one person, cool. But I'm going to finish filling this, and then we'll get to spark plugs. So this will be the last part where I probably talk about things that could make people happy or unhappy with my decisions when I'm doing this tractor, and that's fine. It's just as the spark plug that I choose to use. I use the NGK B-6L. I don't know what the 3212 is, but sorry, things are backwards here, my front camera. But if that helps anybody out, awesome. The other thing, too, that I'm looked at is gapping them. I'm going to go to a 0.25. If you look at any of the stuff online, it tells you, or 0.025, which is, where's the lens? Probably can't really read it, but it's there. And that's only because it says to go from a 0.025 to a 0.027. I have a feeler gauge that's 0.025 and a 0.028. So I'm going to go with the 0.027 and run with that. That one's actually right on the money out of the box. I guess one thing everybody might wonder though too is why I'm going with an NGK. Quite frankly, I don't remember what was in this tractor when I first pulled it out. But, God, that's about perfect too. I must have had these laying around, and I threw them in there. And they've worked great. They've probably been in there for 10 years. Which I know, it's overdue. That's fine. But they worked great for 10 years. There was a couple of years there where this thing kind of sat, didn't get used. It really wasn't too high on the priority list. But now that it's getting used every year, it's definitely going to get good treatment. So, yeah, that's why I use an NGK. I've had NGKs in a lot of different things, and I really liked them. Like I said, somebody might say, well, those are junk. These work better. These worked for me. Do whatever you like. If you like a brand more, figure out the cross-reference, use it. It's kind of whatever you want to do there. It's your item, not mine. So these are all perfect out the box. That's even better. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's get these installed. So one thing to note here, I've got a 13/16 socket. It's going to vary upon whatever cabinet spark plug you use. It'll probably be different with. So just be aware of that. Just because it works for me doesn't mean it's the same for you. But yeah, let's see if we can time lapse changing this if my camera doesn't fall over, which it looks like it might be slowly falling. So yeah. Ooh, rich. All right, spark plugs are all in. I actually need to check the oil real quick, and I ran it in between changing spark plugs. Make sure it's up to level. Also, I know it. If you look at this tractor, she's oily, she's dirty, she's messy. Looks like I don't really care about it, even though I am here servicing and everything. That's because I've been taking care of the bigger issues on it, like the front steering, and this thing was horrible after being a loader tractor for years. That all just got replaced. The reason the side of it's so oily now is because late last year the valve cover started leaking and the cylinder for the power steering started leaking. Those are on the docket. We'll get to those someday. It's just not a today thing. Right now I'm trying to get this thing serviced, it taken care of. We have a couple more repairs you're going to see videos of, so that then I can get my hay equipment in, get repaired on that. I'll go ahead and do videos over that if anybody really wants to see it. It's not much, mainly just teeth on the baler. It's nothing crazy. Check out bearings, stuff like that. But yeah, that's the main reason why those issues are not currently being resolved. Like I said, they will in the future. But for now, let's see if it starts. So how are we feeling, tractor? Well, can't argue with that. Seems like it starts pretty easy, runs pretty good. I did check earlier, it was holding, what was it, almost, I think it was 35 pounds of oil pressure at idle. So that was pretty good. It was charging. So you guys should have just seen the video of the thing starting up and being happy. I was going to end the video there till I opened up another box of parts for the next video and realized that I talked about this breather filter element is replaceable, and I thought I ordered one. Yeah, it was in the box with the other part that I ordered for the next video. So all you do is unscrew this really, really long-winded wing nut, pull that off. As you can tell, mine is very well used. And this centerpiece did not come off with it, but that's fine. It's just mesh, nothing crazy. Which that one seems more like steel wool. This seems more like, I don't know what you'd call it, but it's as simple as just slide that one in, and remember how it's shiny and white, and then it will never look that way again once it's in here. And just screw this back on, put it back in there, and you've replaced that. One thing I did forget to mention too is this is also a good time to change your breather oil. That's nothing crazy. You should have a screw at the bottom, piece you screw off, and the bottom comes off, and you change the oil in there. Nothing too crazy. There we go. Sorry, that only goes in one way, I guess. I've just done it. I've been lucky every single time I've done it and never noticed that. Yeah, that's how you change that filter element. I guess while we're at it, why don't we just change the oil in the breather element? So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to change your oil filter. This would be like your main engine oil filter in this old stuff. It was all an oil bath. I'm going to hope to not drop this and make a mess. Just those two clips, and it should come right off. And it sure does. Wow, there's a lot of junk in there. So yeah, that is all that's in there. I'm going to go ahead and clean this out. I'll put some, I don't know, I probably put used oil in there last time, to be honest with you. I'll see what I have on the shelf. Oh my, see, that's all the crap that stuff catches. So this is actually pretty important. I'm going to clean this thing out, and yeah, I'll just set that down for a second. Clean that out, put oil in it, then we'll throw it back on there. But I'm going to go ahead and I guess there's also an element up above that. So yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. But regardless, I'm gonna go ahead. Might try to take that out, break, clean it out. I'm not that worried about it. But we'll call it there. So thanks for watching. Till the next one.